So your energy engaged me in the sacred space of my heart, and when I moved into this chamber, the second chamber in my heart, there were like big wind gusts that were blowing, and I couldn't connect to the sound of water, but I was getting these windy gusts that were blowing through. And so in my mental Rolodex, I'm going through and saying, what does wind mean? What's the symbol of wind? And so the element of the heart is air. And so I thought, okay, maybe we'll be focused on the heart today, and we will be. And so we moved through, and you let me take all the energies as I typically do, which was really nice. And then go to the Rainbow Road, which is where the journey really begins with your energy. So as we manifest your energy onto the Rainbow Road, so as you're flying through the sky getting ready to land on the Rainbow Road, you have like this Easter bunny costume on. So I start laughing, and then as soon as you touch the ground of the Rainbow Road, you actually become this like real image of a bunny, and so, or your energy turns into this bunny, and it's not a typical bunny. It's like a floppy, it's one of those, I don't know what they're called, floppy eared bunnies, and it has this this like not earth tone but not gray tone color to it, and it's like really kind of chunky and so like cuddly looking, but it's not the typical. So now I'm flashing in between like what a typical, the bunnies in my backyard look like, and they're very like skittish and on alert and like always ears twitching for predators type of a thing, or noises. And this bunny was loving life. This floppy-eared bunny was like on its back. It was acting like a dog. It was on its back, like itching its back in the grass, and like almost like a cartoon where it's like using its feet to push it across the grass and scratching its back on the grass, and it's just like rolling around in the earth, just totally loving life. And then, so I'm watching this bunny forever, not knowing what to make of the energy. And then finally the energy transforms into a snake. And the snake then moves in and out of these holes. And it's almost like if you think of what a serpent's drawn as, how it has the like rings or those hoops that kind of go up and down, right? And so that's like what the pattern of the snake was doing, moving through these holes in the earth. And so it was almost as if it was like a shoelace being woven into the earth. And so I'm getting this, and I don't know if a rabbit connects to you in some way, but if not, then I'm getting this like animal connection to grounding. So I'm not sure if you're an animal person, but then a snake's a reptile, but I don't know if the snake was just trying to get me to get to this grounding component. But I feel like there's some really strong connection between animals and like grounding you in the physical world, and making you very very like calm and at ease and really connected to the life around you. So I don't know if animals have this effect on you, like they can instantly kind of calm you and relax you and whatnot, or if it's just something that was trying to get me to this now grounded place or symbology within the earth, because both of these animals, the rabbit pushing along its back, and then the snake interweaving itself in the earth, I mean, those are two very like grounding symbols. But there has to be some animal connection, or there has to be some animal connection to this. So then the energy, so now I see your energy take its shape as a human form, and you're almost in like this golden transparent dust but it's still a human form. And I see this wind move from the back of your chest out through the front of your heart, and it's almost like a cloud or a gust is blowing this wind through your heart, and I see these golden streams coming out through the front of your heart, and this wind is like trying to push you through this portal now to go on to the next phase, and you're like so resistant of this. And so again, it's all heart connection, and the wind, the air is completely trying to connect into this heart center, and it's like there's such a resistance to it. And I see that this now, it's like pushing you through. It finally pushed you through, and now it's taking you on this journey through clouds, something that should be so relaxing and and like glorious, like a total sense of freedom is what I would get, but you're still resisting. And it's like this, a sense of fear over moving through, or having this energy push you and move you through. It's almost like you're unwilling to trust in the heart. And so heart, the heart chakra, in human understanding would be like, this is the divine connection to your purpose in life. So think back to like the inner child and what that younger version of you, if that younger version of you could have like planned out your life, like what did you want to do? Maybe a veterinarian. It's something about this like innocence over life and allowing that kind of innocent playfulness to take over and just enjoy life and guide us through life, right? With balance and clarity. Yet there's this fear that, if I put myself into this position and let the heart lead me, that, it's just this, it's almost like a lot of resistance towards letting this like inner playfulness come out and kind of guide your way. And so, as soon as we get this, I get this diving board image. And so I know we're going into the root chakra because this is what's happened for many readings before you. So as soon as you get onto this diving board, you dive down into, many stories down. So I know we're going to the root chakra now. And where everybody else has had water down here, you have ground again, which is good. So ground, and on the ground, there's all these like bugs and reptiles, which doesn't faze you. You just kind of go down and lay in this root chakra on the floor of this ground in the root chakra energy. And root chakra is all about family, like tribal conditioning, like, the patterning from past families and, what's expected of you and job and career and finances and trust. And it's all those, like, if you think of what creates that platform, that you wake up and stand on every day, it's like all those like stability things in life, right? So I get that you chose to go from this like really airy fairy floaty heart chakra journey down into this like, I'm rooted and this is what I need. And so you're down in this pit, and I look around, and typically, we move off to some other area once we get in this root chakra, but yours was boxed in. There were, it was almost as if somebody had dug a straight with like a shovel all the way down into the earth and cleared out, when you dig the shovel down, how it like cuts that earth perfectly. It's like those were the sides that were in front of you and behind you. And so you couldn't get out. You were trapped is the word that kept coming to mind. And so I get that there might be some kind of trapped sense of your, I don't know, some form of what your thought process is still trapped in this, thinking process that you have to somehow live and create from this old patterning of the root chakra. And because I feel like you escaped that heart pull, like following the heart, being joyful and playful and kind of entertaining those whimsical-ish things or the desires of the inner child in the heart. And you were like, no, we got to go back down to the root chakra and be stable and grounded and that like career, the family, the tribal kind of concepts, like we have to go back to this. And yet now you're trapped down here and you're trying to climb your way out, and finally you climb up to this point where there's this like tunnel burrowed in the earth, and you move through this tunnel. And this tunnel takes you right back into the green energy. And it's this green orb of light. And so I see you stand to this light, and I'm like, oh, great. We're going to take in some of this heart chakra energy again. So I see you breathing and inhaling, and I'm like, oh, wonderful. He's taking all this energy in. And so you seem like really full chested of this energy. And so we're like, okay, we're going to walk on to the next, the next vision here. And you walk out to the side of this orb, and you're like charging out, and the orb is like a glass ball, and you like hit yourself and you fall back in. And so here you're trapped in this like snow globe of green heart chakra energy. And I'm like, this isn't making sense. So then the orb actually rolls down into this tunnel you just crawled through, and it moves all the way down, and it connects with the root chakra in that pit that you were just in. And so I get this feeling like you're trapped in the heart chakra and you're trapped in the root chakra. And so, I start to question. I'm like, so what is, what are we trying to get here? And so I start to get that there needs to be a harmony between the two. So it's not like you have to dive fully into this like playful, you know, innocence of the heart chakra. And it's not like you have to completely go into this stabilizing energy of the root chakra. It's like there has to be this harmony. And so as soon as I get this, then we go to your Akashic records. And your Akashic records, it's just a door and like a wall, and it's really kind of simple presenting itself. And so you open the door and you walk through, and literally you are again in a box and you're trapped. And so I see you sticking out your arms, stretching out, and you can touch the front and the back wall, and then you stick your arms out to the side and you can touch. So you can touch all 4 of your walls. And so again, the energy is feeling trapped, and it's like, you know, so Akashic records are all about, you know, connecting to that divine and having all the wisdom of the universe and all of your incarnations and all of this. And so I again feel like there's this trapped energy that you're dealing with, or this like boxed in kind of energy. And so as soon as I get this, the room expands completely to where we can't even see the edges of the walls anymore. It's so grand. And so we call down your higher self. Your higher self comes down. And I say, what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this moment in time? And your higher self says basically that it's time for you to find balance in between these two energies. That, you know, you can't, that basically that like stabilizing concept of, you know, of career, family, house, finances, whatever, all that root chakra energy, that stabilizing energy is no longer the energy you're in. And then the heart chakra, you know, this airy-fairy, whimsical, joyful, playful, like just follow your heart, let your heart guide you, you know, that this is what you're moving towards, but it's also not 100% you right now. Basically, he told me that what your goal is to balance between these two centers, and that, you know, that, what did he say? The heart needs the root, and the root needs, the heart can't thrive without the root, and the root can't thrive without the heart. So the goal is balance and harmony between these two centers, is finding that appropriate balance of stability and security, and trust is a big thing in the root chakra, but also to find that playfulness and that thing that makes you so excited. Like, think of young love, right? When your heart is so just open and you are moving through life, you know, searching for this love, or you have this love and it just, everything is like cloud 9, and you have that just lifted feeling, and it's that joyful, playful, like very engaged. So it's finding this harmony where you have that sensation, but you're feeling stable. And so your higher self was saying that, you know, it's time to find the balance point in between these two things for yourself, and start to harmonize, is a good word, this energy in your life, and bring these 2 points kind of into balance. So balance is a lesson of the heart chakra, and trust is a lesson of the root chakra. So really finding in your life that balance and trust, that, you know, you can live this balanced life in the energy of this excitement and joy, but also having trust that that's going to provide for you, because trust in the root chakra, like if we trust in the world, in the energy that's being created, and it feels good to us, then we're always going to be taken care of. So with light and love.